Well, good morning. This is Marion Douglas, and as many of you know, I'm a life coach and entrepreneur. And I'm going to tell you a story this morning that actually happened to Londa and I. And just bear with me for a second because I promise you this will fit into what we're talking about this morning in relative to creating a lifestyle and an income of $1 million annually minimum. So, several years ago, Londa and I decided that we were going to learn how to dance. You know, we were going to do some ballroom dancing, and the whole point of doing the ballroom dancing is that part of that goal was to win our first dance contest. So obviously, the one thing that we knew for sure when we made that declaration was that we didn't know anything about ballroom dancing. The only thing that we knew about ballroom dancing was what we had seen on television. So the most important thing that that we could do, the biggest thing that we could do for ourselves at that time was to find a good coach. It was to find somebody who was going to be able to teach us the ins and outs, how the steps work, all the turns, and there's much more to ballroom dancing than just knowing where to put your feet at from time to time. You know, there's a chemistry that goes on between you and your partner. There's all kinds of posturing that goes on. There's signals that go on that the guy passes on to his partner that nobody ever sees. And all these things are behind the scenes. Nobody sees how he's signaling her to turn and when to turn and what turn to make and all those kinds of things. They're all going on in the middle of this dance and they're all hidden. When people are professionals at doing this, you have no idea how much goes on and communication goes on to making that look like flawless the way that it does. So we got us a good coach. And the first thing, obviously, is we went in there and we paid our money and we started taking lessons. And our coach was giving us all the instruction about what it was that we needed to do and what we looked like. And we had tape and all kinds of stuff to look at. And it was a real challenge. And so, but in the middle of that, we became quite accomplished at it. Okay. Now, I have no doubt that without the patience and teaching of our coaches, there was no way that we were ever going to be the kind of dancers as accomplished as we are today in such a short period of time. There was just no way that that was going to happen. And so ultimately, make a long story short, we did enter a dance contest a few months later and won it. And so that was our first dance contest that we ever entered and won. So the point that I'm making is the value of your coaches, the value of your coaches. Nobody, no professional person would ever consider going into a big game without having a very good coaching staff. You think about people like uh, Michael Phelps and people like Michael Jordan and guys like that, the level of achievement that they have accomplished, there's no way that that's possible unless they have some extremely good coaches. But bigger than that is the mindset of the person who understands that they need a coach. And why is a coach important? Because a coach is standing on the outside of everything that's going on. And no matter what you think is going on, no matter what I think is going on, as an example, a Tiger Woods, and the one thing that Tiger Woods can't see is his own swing. So if his swing starts to go off and he starts to uh, to look bad on the course for whatever reason, his coach is the one that's standing on the sideline that's noticing what's going on and what he's doing differently. His coach is the one that's standing on the sideline and having conversations with him and understanding where his mindset is in the middle of the game and things like that. Without a good coach, it would just, it's ridiculous to a professional person to enter a game of any kind without having good coaches behind them. There's just no way that they would do it. This is just a professional expense. for most people. Now, think about this. Relative to the game of life, or relative to the game of your business, whatever your business is, look around you. What is the strength of your coaches? And what are they adding to your game? A coach has so much experience, usually, in what it is in the game that you're playing, that they can give you information that you would never think of in 100 years. You think about this. If you wanted to win an NBA championship, as an example, how valuable would a Phil Jackson's coaching be to you? How valuable would that be? Where would you get information that would be more on target about what it is that you're up to than a person who has won a dozen NBA championships? Now, I don't know if that's exactly how many he's won, but I do know this. He's won more than most coaches. And so this is the whole point this morning. Part of the reason why my success is what it is because I have some very good coaches. And I understand right now that without my coaches, man, it would have taken me, I'd still be struggling with a whole lot of things. My coaches are getting me all over a bunch of questions and ideas in my mind and take my game to a whole nother level because I'm willing to listen to them. One of those people is a woman named Barty Toto. She is absolutely the best person that I know when it comes to coaching on social media and how the social media works and how I can get it to work effectively for me and for my associates. Barty Toto has a new CD out that she just came out with. I've worked with her for some time now, and I encourage everybody that's on this, that's listening to this, that if you are up to a big game and you really want to create an income of $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 a month, you need to have good coaches. And you need to be in front of many, many people. You need to create relationships with many, many people. And the only way to do that, that I know of, inexpensively, is to be in the social networks and be there effectively and be there big. And Barty Toto is the person that I know of that has the most expertise in supporting you in doing that. But whether you do with Barty Toto or you do it with anybody else, the issue is get yourself some good coaches about everything that you're up to, because the value of a good coach is immeasurable. And whatever you spend in order to put yourself in front of great coaching, to have your team of great coaches sit down and mentor you, what you will create for yourself relative to what you spend is the two don't even compare. So that's my coaching for the day, and I will talk to you soon.